Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Five seconds. A few of the accused broke open the lock of their house and thereafter, by grabbing the arm of PW1, who was present outside the house along with her husband, dragged her into an ambassador car marked MO2 bearing registration number TN225202. The accused also forced her husband to enter the same car and got her family members into the car as well, saying that they had instructions from accused number 1 to bring all of them before him. Having brought another ambassador car MO1 bearing registration number TN093224 and a two-wheeler, they followed the car in which PW1 and her family members were sitting, who were taken to the house of accused number 14 Chandrasekharan, situated at Ashok Nagar, which was used as a godown for the hotel of accused number 1. Accused number 1, who was present there, assaulted Santha Kumar and caused accused numbers 2 to 9 to assault him too. PW1 pleaded for mercy at the feet of accused number 1, which Santha Kumar tried to stop by lifting her from the ground. Angered by the act of Santha Kumar trying to touch PW1, accused number 1 further assaulted Santha Kumar and ordered his benchman to confine him in another room and to beat him up. In the meantime, PW1 was pressurized by accused numbers 1 and 14 to abandon Santha Kumar and to marry accused number 1. Later that day, both PW1 and her husband, along with their family, were released at the orders of accused number 1, who gave 1 week time to Santha Kumar to leave PW1 and reside elsewhere. Although the unlawful detention of PW1 and her husband thus came to an end, they remained under the constant surveillance of accused number 1 and his man. However, on the pretext of attending a felicitation function arranged for accused number 1, PW1, accompanied by her husband, went to the office of the City Police Commissioner, Chennai, and lodged a complaint. First Information Extension P1 on 12/10 2001, and the matter was referred to the Deputy Commissioner of Police 13/10 2001 with the direction to conduct a proper enquiry and take necessary action in accordance with law. Ultimately, the said complaint went to jurisdictional police station on 9/11/2001, on which day the first information was registered. However, it reached the jurisdictional magistrate only on 15/11/2001 charges were framed against the 14 accused in the following manner: against accused number 1 for the offences punishable under section 109, read with section 366, section 109, read with section 2323 and section 323 of the IPC, against accused numbers 2 to 13 for the offences punishable under sections 364, 366 and 323 of the IPC, and against accused number 14 for the offences punishable under section 109, read with section 506 of the IPC. On evaluation of the material on record, the trial court convicted accused numbers 1 to 9 and acquitted to accused numbers 10 to accused number 1 was convicted for the offences under section 109, read with section 364, section 109, read with section 366, section 352 and section 109, read with section 352 of the IPC. Accused numbers 2 to 9 were convicted under sections 364, 366 and 352 of the IPC. On appeal by the convicted accused, the High Court affirmed the finding of guilt by the trial court but modified the conviction of accused number 1 from section 109, read with section 364 to section 109, read with section 365, and the conviction of accused numbers 2 to 9 from section 366 to section 365. The High Court maintained the conviction of accused number 1 under section 109, read with section 352, and that of accused numbers 2 to 9 under section 352, and acquitted them. For the other offences, accused number 1 was sentenced to undergo rigorous imprisonment for 3 years, and accused numbers 2 to 9 were sentenced to undergo rigorous imprisonment for 2 years. Hence, these appeals by the convicted accused, Shri Sushil Kumar, learned senior counsel for the appellants, submitted that the drivers of the 2 vehicles involved in the incident of abduction, that is MO numbers 1 and 2, were acquitted by the trial court, as was accused number 14 Chandrasekharan, in whose house PW1 and her husband Santha Kumar were kept confined after abduction, and hence the High Court was not justified in affirming the conviction of the other accused. In fact, he asserted that these acquittals would cause the entire case of abduction to collapse. He further agreed that there was an enormous delay in the lodging of the FIR by PW1, in as much as the alleged incident had taken place on 1/10/2001 and the complaint came to be lodged only on 12/10/2001, and that the FIR was only registered on 9/11/2001, which delay was not explained by the prosecution either.